Okay, my girls. Today, at the beginning of our day, we are going to take social studies. And today, our discussion is about changes after the war. Now, we took in the last few days, we talked about what the First World War and the Second World War. And we said that the First World War, it started in 1914. It changes the consequences of that war, that it changes the geography of the area that started the war in there, and all the geography and the countries and the borders of the countries, it changed. Today we are going to learn how these borders changed, what other countries came to the surface, and what other empires and countries vanish from the map and from the surface of the map. So, what happened during that war and what happened after the war? So, we can learn more about history and we can learn more about the consequences of the war. There's a saying that say that yes, you can start a war, but you can never end the war because you are not the one who controls when to finish. Yes, you can start it. You can start any war in this world around you. But the moment when it will stop, nobody knows, and nobody can control it actually. Why? Because there's a lot of condition that controls what's going on. There's a lot of people will be involved. There's a lot of other lives will be lost. So the other lives will like to revenge for those who die. And then the other countries will be involved more. And the thing that start as a small thing, it will grow to come for different areas around you. So yes, you can start a war, but you can never end the war. So this saying, obviously the people who lived before us, they didn't put this saying in their minds, because when they started the war at the beginning, they thought that it will be several days and it will be off. But actually it lasted for 6 years. The First World War, it lasted for 4 years. The other world war, it lasted for 6 years. So you can't know at which time it will finish and when it will be done. So we have to think with our mind. We have to take some lessons from history, so we would never reply the same thing again for the next generation. And we have to learn about the consequences. That the consequences of the war, it will cover all the areas around you and all the people involved in this war. So if you think that you will be the winner, there's no winner and loser in a war, because all the peoples are losers. Why? Because all of the countries will lose lives. They will lose the construction of the land. They will lose the lands and the borders, and they will lose also the government of that area. So everything will be lost in war. So there's no winner and loser in war. Wars mean that everybody lose, everybody, including the person who is the stronger and the person who is the weaker. All of them will be losers eventually. This is what we learned from history, and this is what we are going to learn together. If you open the page 137, I will show you how those people lost at the First World War and what happened exactly. First World War, we talked about the date of 1914 until 1918. What happened after that date? Please open your books in the page 137. Okay, we said that after the finishing of the First World War, what happened? America and Britain and France, they came, and after they defeated Germany and Japan and also the central power, Germany and Austria-Hungary and all of these countries. After they defeat them, they came to the table to make a territory. What is territory? Territory is like what? A treaty, sorry. Treaty, it means it's agreement between all of these countries to put their conditions that they will never make a war again. Now, the thing about this treaty, that the people who put this treaty and agreement in the first place, they didn't invite the other parts, which is Germany. They didn't invite Germany or Austria or Hungary or any other country of those. Okay, So they made the agreement between who? طب who are the people who made the agreement? They were France. They were the winners. France, and then America, and then Britain. Those are the allied power. And what about the central power? يعني the other power who fight أصلا and who started the war, Austria-Hungary and Germany and Ottoman Empire, they didn't invite them. They didn't invite them to the agreement. So the agreement basically, it was like rules and conditions. Who put it? France, America, and Britain, the winners. And they said, listen, we won the war, so we are the people who are going to put the rules for you. What are the rules, طيب, that you want to apply it after the war to make sure that the war will not come again? They said, well, number one, Germany was the one who started the war. Actually, you know, in the First World War, it wasn't Germany who started the war. Who started the war? A person who killed the king of Austria-Hungary. And Austria-Hungary who started the war to hit Serbia, because the person who killed the king was Serbian. Okay, so who started? Austria-Hungary. Germany only supported the country of Austria-Hungary. Why? Because it's neighborhood. It's his neighbor. So now who blamed Germany, France, America, and Britain? They blamed Germany. But why Germany? Because Germany was still strong country. And also, if you go back to the history, you will find that Germany actually it was empire, not long time ago. So Germany people are very strong and very merciless people. يعني they are very strong. So France, Britain, and America, they felt threatened from Germany, and they know that if they don't deal with Germany right now, then Germany will come to attack them later. So they have to weaken Germany. How to do that, طيب? They said, well, Germany is the one who started the war. So number one, Germany has to pay for all the countries that get inside the war and lost lives and construction and money. You have to pay money for all of us to make it up for us. How many money Germany has to pay? About $55 billion. So they put debt on what? On Germany. Debt, it means dune. Number two, they said that Germany is not allowed to have more than 100,000 soldiers. Which means that if you want to make an army for Germany, you are not allowed to make more than 100,000 soldiers. If you add one soldier extra, we will come to attack you. Okay, this is another one for Germany. Another thing they said, Germany will not be welcome in any group until you become a peaceful what? A peaceful country. We want you to be peaceful. And you have to show that. Another thing, there are some lands of Germany. Germany lost lands. Germany lost lands, and they took it from Germany and they made a country on it. So they took lands of Germany, and then they said, Germany is not peaceful. You have to show us that you are peaceful to be with us in Europe. And then they said that in your army, you are not allowed to have more than 100,000 soldiers. And then you have also to pay for us. Yani all the money that you accumulate for your country, don't leave it in your country, give it to us. Now, what is the problem about that? That Germany أصلاً wasn't in the agreement. Yani Germany didn't attend this conference. There wasn't only a person there wasn't even a person of Germany came in here. Nobody came. Who resembled Germany? No one. So that's why they put everything that they want inside this paper. And then all the allied powers, they signed. They started to sign. And then they said, خلاص. All the people agree that these are the terms and conditions to deal with Germany in the future. So let's apply it in Germany. And Germany is defeated anyway. She can't say anything. If she tried to speak or anything, we will come to attack her again. So Germany didn't found anything to say no, because they weren't there أصلاً in the agreement. Nobody informed them. And then after that, they were defeated. They couldn't stand up again to fight. So they had to accept all of these unfair conditions. Now, America at that time, they said, "Halas, this is the end of the war." Britain, however, at that time, they said, "We are afraid that even though Germany right now is silent, but maybe in the future, Germany will reply for us and there will be another war." And Britain actually was correct because Germany, it stayed during this treaty for more than, for about 20 years. 20 years only. They stayed to apply these conditions. After 20 years, they made army, they have money, and they built the country. And now they are ready to have a war again. Hitler came and he said, "We will no longer accept these conditions anymore. What is taken with power, it will never be back unless we have the power to take it back. We have to have a war." And Hitler started the war. Why, طيب, he started the war? You will ask, طيب, why he started the next war in 1939? 1939, this is the Second World War. Why, طيب, he made another war? First, he wanted to take his lands back, because there was some lands of his country aslan, the other people took it. So he wanted to take the lands back, number one. Number two, he found that the conditions that they put on him, that he has to pay for the whole war, he wasn't alone in the war. Why to pay for all of those people? This is unfair. And those countries took money for him from his country for 20 years. So now he felt that this is not fair for him. That's why he wanted to attack the whole world. He wanted to take over the whole world. Why? Because he felt that Germany people, they have the right, they have the strength, and they have the empire in the past to be another empire now in the future and to rule the whole world. Actually, Hitler wasn't 100% wrong. What he wanted really to take his rights back. But as I told you before, you can start a war, but you can never end the war. And Hitler didn't count it very well, because after a while, what happened during that war, that some people betrayed him. Some people betrayed him, Aslan, in his army. And they worked with the French and with the Britain. So he has some loss because of the people who betrayed him. This is number one. Another thing, they had cold seasons at that time. And when they went to Russia, the soldiers were not very ready for the atmosphere of Russia, because there the climate is super cold in Russia. So most of the armies, when they went from Germany to Russia, they died. They died before the war aslan to start. Why? Because they died of the cold. This is one thing. Another thing that Hitler didn't count it, that all of the other countries will come against Germany and they will surround Germany, as I showed you before in the map. So he couldn't go anywhere because all of them, they agree on him and they surround Germany. Another thing that Hitler didn't count also, that America came out with the atomic bomb before anybody else. So that changed all the equation for all of these countries. And now Germany is not the strongest one. There's another threat in there in the north, which is America, that she showed Germany that she can hit Germany. By what? By hitting Japan. When America hit Japan with the atomic bomb, then all the countries were frightened of that bomb, and including Germany. Germany, when she saw that bomb, she said that I don't want to complete again, and I don't want to complete the war anyway, because Germany felt that it will lose the war. Now see this map, my girls. You see right here, this is Germany. Before the First World War, Germany was all of this land. After the ending of the First World War, they lost all of these lands and Germany became only this. Germany became only this after the First World War. You see? What about Austria-Hungary? This is Austria, and this is Austria-Hungary right here, from here to here. This is Austria-Hungary. It was a big empire. After the ending of the First World War, what happened? Austria-Hungary was empire, right? It was divided for four countries. Austria, country, Hungary, country, and then there was another country, it's called Czechoslovakia. Who is Czechoslovakia? They divided the land and they made another country right here, and they give it a name even, and they called it Czechoslovakia. This country, it came after the war. Yani before the World War One, there wasn't a country. It's called Czechoslovakia. It came to the map suddenly. This is why I told you the First World War, it changed the map and the geography of the map, because suddenly we have a new countries, and that didn't came before. It suddenly came to the surface. So now that's why Germany was so angry and wanted to take back all of their glory, because they found that everything is divided. Now, not only this, Czechoslovakia now, its country, after a while, it was even divided for two countries. And they didn't stop for here. They said, we want to divide it even more. How? They divided the Czechoslovakia for two countries. One country is they name it Czech. This is one. Another country they name it Slovakia. So what has been as one country, Czechoslovakia, it was divided again to be Czech and Slovakia, two countries. Now the area that was in the past a whole empire, it become now four countries, four divided countries. This is after the World War One. So you see how the geography is different right now, my dears. If you go to your books right now, I can show you also the map. Czechoslovakia is one of those countries that appeared in the European map in 1918 after the collapse of Austria-Hungary. Now, Czechoslovakia ceased to exist in the year 1993 when it was peacefully divided into two countries, Czech Republic and Slovakia. So it remained from 1918, Czechoslovakia remained from 1918 until 1939. In 1939, they divided Czechoslovakia for two countries, Czech and Slovakia, as you can see in the picture. Okay, flip the page. Now the Czech Republic, what about it? What is the information that we know about Czech Republic? As you can see from the west border of Czech is Germany, and the north is Poland. The south is Austria-Hungary, and in the east we have Romania. The Czech Republic is a country in Central Europe. Prague is its capital city. The governmental system is a parliamentary republic, and the country is ruled by a president. Two languages are official in the country, Czech and Slovak. Even their language is the same name of the country. We have the language of Czech and the language of Slovak. During World War I, the Czech state Czechoslovakia then fought against the Central Powers and lost around 150,000 soldiers. So what I want to tell you here, that before at the First World War, 1918, Czechoslovakia here, it was a land inside Germany and Austria and Hungary. Now it fought against Germany. It fought against Germany and against Austria. That's why they become a different country. But in the other World War, the Second World War, no, they stand beside Germany, and they become allied with Germany in the Second World War. Why? Because they found that Germany is the strongest at that time. The picture that you can see in the book, my girls, this is the picture of the president of the Czech Republic. His name is Milos Zeman. The country of Czech attracts lots of tourists every year because of its historical sites. Its castles and spa towns are also part of its attraction. Why the people come to Czech and Slovakia each year? Because it has a lot of sites of the World War I and the Second. And the people like to go there to remember history and to see some shapes of the First World War and the castles and the places where the soldiers spent the nights and they fought. So they go there to learn more about Czechoslovakia and about the World War. Okay, my girls, this is the end of our lesson of today. I hope that you enjoyed. Do you have any question?
No, no, Miss.
So how do you feel about the information about until now, the First World War and the Second? Is it nice?
It was actually a nice. It was nice, yeah.
Yeah, and we learned a lot of things. This is some pictures of the First World War, as you can see. Um,
Miss, what are those in their eyes?
they are not covering their eyes. Actually, they are injured of the war, and those
Oh.
are prisoners. And the soldiers at the end become prisoners.
Miss,
Yes.
how we can't stop the war for and last time I told you a break.
Break? No, no, no. You can't. As I told you, you can't.
Yeah, but how would they do the war in the nighttime?
In the nighttime, usually the people in the nighttime they rest and they go in the morning in the second day. And some people they do it at night if they want to make a technique or a strategy to conquer an area. They will go at night. But usually the wars start at the morning. For example, I don't know if you know it. Those for grade 5. There was a story of something, a battle happened during history, and the people of Greece they attacked the people of Troy at night. Why? Because they wanted to conquer an area and they couldn't conquer that area for 10 years. So they have to make a technique to come inside their castle and to attack them at night. Yes, it's not that decent and not that honorary to attack person while he doesn't know, but they couldn't do it in something else or in different method because those people were so strong and they have castles and nobody could attack them, so they had to do that. Okay, my girls, this is so sometimes we have some battles
Okay.
at night, but usually we do it at the morning. So my girls, this is the map. This is Germany right here, as you can see. Beside Germany, Austria, Hungary, all of this was one empire. Imagine all of this. And why the First World War started Aslan? Because they wanted to divide this empire. They wanted to divide it. And did it work? Yes, it worked. And they divided to two countries. And then there was a land right here beside Germany. It was a part of Germany. They took it and they make it what? Czechoslovakia. And they make two countries right here also divided. Yani the reason, if you go back to history, you will find that the reason of all the wars during that time is to divide the countries. Here, if we go to the south a little bit, let me show you this one. We will find Turkey. Turkey right here. Turkey, it was empire. It was the Ottoman Empire, الإمبراطورية العثمانية. And the Ottoman Empire, believe it or not, it reached until Switzerland and Vienna and Austria. And also it reached in the north, Romania. It reached here until Romania, here Romania. So all of this was the Ottoman Empire and took some parts of Africa, Asia, all of this for Turkey, the Ottoman Empire. So when the First World War started, Turkey was allied with Germany. And when Germany was defeated, also, who was defeated? Ottoman Empire. And then when it was defeated, they divide the Ottoman Empire to make Turkey a country, and then Jordan a country, Syria a country, Iraq a country. But why they are dividing them? Because when you are divided, you are weaker. If you are united, you are stronger. This is the rule of the whole life. If you have a family and you have a unity and you have somebody beside you, friends and everybody, then you are a strong person. If you have no one beside you, then you are weak. Other people will want to attack you or to take something from you. So you have to have always something beside you. So you have always to have unity. When you are united, then you will have power. Without united, then you will be weak to other people. So this is the reason of the wars, to divide the countries and to take their fortune and resources. And that's it. I hope that you enjoy for this lesson. This is our, no, not the last lesson. We will have one on Thursday, on Wednesday, I think. I will see inshallah on Thursday. I'm not sure until now because we have the graduation party.